Hello. I was just looking at the population clock. 7.5 billion people, you know? And it's like 3 years, 4 years, it was at 6.5 billion people. Now we're up like 1 billion people all of a sudden, you know? It's like I went from what I remember in my past, I remember 9 billion people going up to 10 billion people. Now look at the clock now. On the update is 7.5 billion people, you know? It was at, okay, what I remember just waking up to realize, it was at 6 billion people, you know? It was at 6 billion people that, from what I, well, actually it was like, yeah, 6 billion, 6.5 billion people. And then also, where did the 1.1 billion people come from, you know? That's less than fucking. Yeah, we're already 1 billion people, so right now it's been like ever since I started making videos and all that shit. God, it's like it hadn't been that long actually. It's been about a year or two. All of a sudden, a year or two, we're at 7.5 billion people. Gee, and we're growing really quick. I noticed that. Pumping out those babies, yeah. So let's project the future with the population. Why we're reproducing. You know, it's like I know the time it was 9 billion people, and then all of a sudden 3 billion people was gone. You know, like a snap to me. It was like 3 billion people was gone. You know. Now it's growing back again to 7.9 billion people. I wonder if it gets to 9 billion people. I think the population, when it gets to 9 billion people, then watch the population go back down again to 5 billion people. You know? Another alternate reality. Things are going to change. That's what I see. It's like, let's 100 years from now, at 7.5 billion people, if you project ourselves 100 years from now, we'll be we'll have overpopulation, you know, and these people from the time travelers that saw our population being over, and then the AIs is going to be part of us on the population, you know. So you think about it, just the population at 100 years from now. So you think you could sustain, you know, we did 1 billion people in 3 years, you know. Actually, less than 3 years, we've gone to 100 billion people already. Or I mean, to a billion people already, you know. So you imagine 100 years from now on population growth. You know, imagine how much people will be on this planet. I mean, can we fill up? I mean, can we fill up every country with all the people, the overpopulated people, the food, the? Can we sustain 100? Let's say 7 billion people at 100 years from now. We could be in the 30, 40 billion people mark. 30, 40 billion people on this fucking planet. Can this planet sustain 30, 40 billion people? You know? I mean, where are you going to put the people? Once it overpopulate, once it's overpopulated, what are you going to do? You know? keep fucking people. Just keep fucking, have babies and everything, you know? You know, the future, 100 years from now. You know, imagine 100 billion people. No, we're at 75 billion. Well, yeah, we're at 7.5 billion people right now. So you can imagine 100 years from now would be about, you know, I say 60 billion people in the future, you know. And you might as well not have borders with with all that people. You might as well not even have borders at all with all that people, you know. And then food wise, you know, think about the food for all these people in 100 years from now. You know, think about your food. Think about finding the people the place to live. You know, think about it. You know, something's got to change in this reality. You know, maybe I'm waiting for that one. Once we get to the 9 billion, 10 billion mark, and I figure it'll be another 3 billion people will just disappear. You know, that's what I'm guessing. Or it could be food. 3 billion people could be food for certain beings that like eating us like cows. You know, we're just like cows, to be honest. You know, they could be food. You know, the 3 billion people could be food for somebody. You know, we could be, you know, what's funny about it is like we could be eating our own kind and we wouldn't even know it. You know, like going to McDonald's, Burger King, you know, all those big, huge fast food places where, you know, all the meat products you see. We could be eating our own kind and we wouldn't even know it, you know? So you imagine, you know, that's another thing I thought about too, with like all the 3 billion people that are gone. It's like, okay, imagine, you know, where did they disappear to? So imagine McDonald's, Burger King, and all the fast food joints on this planet, you know? And we could be consuming them and we wouldn't even know it. You know, it's funny how we are as consumers. That's why they call us consumers, because we consume, you know? You know, your reality, you know, you think, you know, you think all these products, you know? Imagine, you know? You know, sometimes I had a thought about that, you know, 3 billion people could have been meat products for fast food joints. And people don't even think about that. You know, it's like you're buying shit. You could be products in the fucking grocery store. You could be eating products in a grocery, a human product in a grocery store. You know, why raise the prices? You know, candy, you know, anything. It could be anything in this fucking reality. I mean, we wouldn't even know it because we're so busy consuming it. You know? That's another thought in my head.